Hello everybody and welcome back to the Adventures in Collecting YouTube channel, where we take a closer look at the toys we talk about on the show. And today, it is the day before Star Wars Day, May the 4th. So what better time than to take a look at a new Star Wars figure. So we're headed back to the Vintage Collection, and we are looking at the Artillery Stormtrooper as featured in The Mandalorian. So if you recall from Season 2 of The Mandalorian, when Grogu is stuck in his little meditation bubble, Gideon's forces show up, and one of the stormtroopers that we see is this Artillery Stormtrooper with the fun little mortar here. As you can see, he comes with his individual shells. He's got his normal E11 and some really a throwback to the Clone Wars colorway on the Stormtrooper here with a nice yellow deco. He's got that yellow pauldron on, looking really cool. On the back here, we can see the cross cell. So it's been a long time actually for me, but I actually have this entire wave, which feels nice. You know, it's 8 figures that had all brought something new to the table. They weren't just all kind of refreshes. Really cool wave of figures here. Yeah, so let's get the Stormtrooper Artillery, or the Artillery Stormtrooper, into the light box and kick off May the 4th just a little bit early here on a Wednesday, with it being on a Thursday. So let's get him into the light box and take a closer look at the Star Wars Vintage Collection Artillery Trooper. So there you have it, folks. There is your Artillery Stormtrooper out of the package. So a little bit new, a little bit old in this figure. Of course, it's a Stormtrooper, so the Vintage Collection kind of standard body for the Stormtrooper right now is pretty great. He does have those old style hips, so you will need to, you know, rotate them out in order to find that groove, in order to kick them out forward. So, you know, just use that thigh rotation, you know, to find it. But with the addition, the recent addition of the swivel feet, and kind of the newer points of articulation, like the wrists that go up and down and everything, the Stormtrooper really does kind of hit all those general poses. What's really neat about this Stormtrooper, this Artillery Stormtrooper, is his backpack. So the backpack has that kind of half moon port, so that way you can only put it in one way. But what's really nice is these artillery shells come out, and they fit in really snugly. You know, not too snug, they're not difficult to get in, you're not gonna, you know, bend or break anything, but they do absolutely stay in there once they're in there. And as you saw kind of in the light box there, he's able to hold them easily. You can get him into that crouched pose, which takes us to the actual shell delivery system, our mortar here. And this actually does come in 2 pieces, so you will have to pop the tripod legs in, but there is a ball joint there on them, so you know they do move. And there is also a ball joint on the main kind of pedestal, the main foot there. So you know this will be able to kind of get into various degrees of positioning there, you know, like a mortar would. And the artillery shells all fit in there as well, and they don't get stuck. You can just shake them to get them out. Really, really nice. And you know, of course, we have our standard E11 blaster. You know, the Stormtroopers are able to hold it. Again, as you saw, you're able to kind of hit the various poses now that they have introduced that additional articulation in the wrists. You know, the articulation down, so you can get the blaster up near his bucket, so that way, you know, he can hold it in kind of a natural line of sight firing pose. So I got this this figure at Chubsy Wubsy Toys in Little Falls, New Jersey. They just opened their new storefront. So they're now on the Newark-Pompton Turnpike. That's 101 Newark-Pompton Turnpike. If you're watching this video as it airs, they'll be having their grand opening on May 13th. So definitely swing by and take a look. Awesome store. I will put a link to where you can get yours in the description below. Again, this has been a solid wave for the vintage collection. So, pickings might be slim for us vintage collection figures, in terms of new releases when it comes to compare to the, the Black Series. But when they do put out a figure these days, it's almost always a home run. So shout out to Emily for making use of this mold and giving us some new pieces and giving us a new character from from the Star Wars universe. So as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there so that way you don't miss it when we record and post new videos. While you're down there, leave us a comment. What's a character that you are dying to see come to the vintage collection? It could be from any part of the Star Wars universe. Just let us know. Who do you want to see? While you're liking and subscribing to things, make sure you follow us here at AIC_podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, where we're constantly posting toy news, reviews, deals, photography, anything and everything that we think would help out the community. And then, of course, the podcast. So at Adventures in Collecting, you can find us wherever you find podcasts. Simply search for Adventures in Collecting or hit that link in the description below, which will take you to our website, and you can find links to all of the things that I just mentioned. To those who are getting ready to celebrate Star Wars Day tomorrow, may the 4th be with you. And as always, until next time.